It's that time, man. It's that time to go live. What up, YouTube? What up, Facebook? We gonna do what we do. It's that time, man. It's that time to go live. Once again, what up, Facebook? I don't want to watch this on my TV. What up, YouTube? Oh, man. Let's go. Hey, we back. Now check it. If y'all notice what I'm saying, I says everyone protests against Kim Fox everywhere. You can also, like I said, if you want to support the channel, you can use the following at the bottom. Let's listen on the screen. But as I said yesterday, about this Kim Fox thing. Yes, really, I'm at the point where Kim Fox is doing a lot of underhanded stuff to the people in Chicago. I don't know what she need a running mate for, but she picked Jussie Smollett. I mean, y'all don't see the agenda in this. I want to say what's up to the people on Facebook. YouTube is really slowing up right now, but I want to say what's up to the people on Facebook. I guess people ain't getting my notifications, but okay. If they want to deal with the drama, I don't got time for the drama. I want to say shout out to the folks that's on Facebook watching right now. But I'm gonna talk about the drama of this whole Kim Fox, Jussie Smollett BS, and I'm also going to talk about Jim Diagas and what he just put out there as far as he put it out in the past, but it went under the radar, so couldn't nobody really see it. But this Joker put out there, and the title is "They've Got Him." So, without further ado, I'm gonna play my intro, and then we're gonna jump right into it. All right. Thank you for being here. Let's get it.
My shorty, she on the phone, she got the chain, she got the wall.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing showing up nowhere. So, like I said, I'm going to play my intro. and then we're going to do this the right way. All right? Let's go. Here we go.
My shorty, my love, my shorty, she on the ball, she got the chain, she got the one.
All right. We back. And we're going to get straight into it. And the title is We Got to Go Backwards Before We Go Forward. And the hashtag or the asterisk is I miss one. The one that I miss. Which one could I miss? And we're going to start here first. Which one could Dana J have missed? Well, I got to take you back before we can go forward. And the one that I missed was none other. Wait a minute. Was none other than the man himself, Jim Dariagas. He put a column out called They Got Him. And as you see it, it says, They Got Him. The emotional scene at the R. Kelly hearings. Now, it kind of really got to me. Okay. Gotta go back. Okay. There it is. We're going to talk about it. Or we can just go straight like that. Big screen. There we go. And it really got to me because I don't know if y'all seeing it yet. Yep, y'all seeing it. And it really got to me because this guy started so much turmoil, started so much drama. How you doing, DeJuan? How you doing, Ada? Yes, it's always good. Hey, Tamika. Happy birthday, Tamika. Today is Lady T Dixon's birthday. We're gonna say happy birthday. Miss Dixon, just put out an all call that I'm live on YouTube because I don't like this one person on YouTube. I understand they want to listen to the drama that's going on, but we got work to do. It says they've got him. The emotional scene at the R. Kelly hearings. But if it was by anybody else, I would be like, okay. But look who it's by. Jim Dariagas. The man who's caused so much drama. Period. So much drama. And you see the picture that he uses. Then he goes and say, the singer R. Kelly outside the 1st District Central Police Station in Chicago. So Scott Olsen took this picture. Scott Olsen works for Getty. He's a freelance photographer. And he's been, I guess, trying to track Rob for the longest. What's up, Lord Bro, J-Rock? It clearly say constructed of limestone, trucked in from Indiana. The ornate 7-story Cook County Criminal Courts building at 2650 South California Avenue in Chicago has seen its share of historic trials and media scrums since it first opened. Weeks after the St. Valentine's Day massacre in 1929, 26 and Cal, as it's known to reporters, lawyers, and their most frequent clients, has seen the likes of Al Capone and John Wayne Gacy, I'm sorry, led down its marble hallways. But it has had few days as busy as the past four. On Thursday, Jussie Smollett, the actor from Empire, who has been accused by police of staging a fake hate crime in which he was the victim, stood in courtroom 102 as his bond was set at $100,000. Smollett has denied the allegation. And on Saturday, the singer R. Kelly was led into the same courtroom to appear before the same judge, John Fitzgerald Like Jr., who set bond at $1 million on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse being brought against the R&B superstar. So far, do you see the bull crap that's going on? Do y'all see the drama and how the one-sidedness when it comes to superstars versus mega superstars? You have Jussie, not Jesse, but Jussie Smollett, whose bond was set at $100,000 for a hate crime that he did on himself and caused the whole Chicago police division to attend to what happened to him, which caused a lot of officers and medical staff and everybody to go into overtime on overtime just to find out he staged it himself. But when it came to Robert Sylvester Kelly, he got set with a bond of $1 million on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse being brought against the R&B superstar R. Kelly, which is nothing more than a complaint. So I find it funny that a complaint can get $1 million bond or bail, but an actual hate crime from a I don't want to say this, but I gotta say it, from a participant of the LGBTQ community, and he only get $100,000. Do you see the bull crap in this? Let's go to second paragraph. Sandwiched between the two courtrooms where bond hearings are held, behind an unmarked door is the press room, where the reporters who regularly cover more mundane happenings file their stories and grouse about how the agent building is stifling in the summer and freezing in the winter. If the 100 or so extra journalists who attended this week's big bond hearings had taken a moment to duck their heads in, they would have seen amid the many stacks of manila folders with court orders from high-profile cases. A folder marked R. Kelly. Megan Crepeau of the Chicago Tribune tweeted a picture of it. The file does not yet hold paperwork from Kelly's current case. Its freshest document dates to 2008, when Kelly was tried upstairs in courtroom 500 on charges of making child pornography. So wait a minute. So the state case is being built upon the 2008 case, which he was acquitted of all charges for. And the state case knew that they didn't have a leg to stand on. So what they did was they ran to the feds. There's something to make you think about how men, not just superstar, but how men have been treated in this situation. You have to look at the whole factor. You got to look at the whole factor of how it started leading up. And you go to the Obama administration, and what do they tell you? Just believe women. Women are always right. Never question them. We know that that's not the case because women are hardly right. But when they are, they are. But when they not, then they not. And then it led to other things, these feminist groups, and we did this, and Time's Up, and Me Too, and if you notice, they just start taking down men that they targeted. They never took down men that deserved it. They took down men that they targeted. So let's go to the third. Kelly was famously acquitted in his first trial, but he now stands accused by the state of Illinois again. Listen, key word, accused. He stand accused. So if you are accused of something, how can they hold you off of accusation? They can't. This is why things had got superseded and snatched out of the state, but now the state trying to outdo the feds, and now the feds, it's a whole bunch of hoopla. So it says, for incidents said to have taken place between 1998 and 2010, when 3 of his 4 alleged victims, there we go. We just jumped straight there. When 3 of his 4 alleged victims, identified by the state only by their initials, were minors. One of them, Geronda Pace, sat in the courtroom crying as she heard Jennifer Gonzalez, the assistant state's attorney, describe case 19CR-2760. The state and its bond proffer offered additional details about what allegedly happened to her. Pace attended Kelly's trial in Chicago in 2008, met the star, got his autograph, and a few months later had vaginal and oral sex with Robert Kelly multiple times. She was 16. At times, Robert would spit on her, slap her in the face, and choke her. The victim saved one of the shirts she was wearing when Robert Kelly ejaculated. What? The state submitted the t-shirt for DNA testing, which indicated that the semen was Kelly's. Gonzalez told the court. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's break this down. It says, Pace attended Kelly's trial in Chicago in 2008. And see, in the way he made this, and the way he put this up there, he made it look like this all was one person. But no. Let's break down the lies. Let's break down the lies. It says Pace attended Kelly's trial in Chicago in 2008, which she did. Met the star. Yes, she did. Stalked the star. That's what he didn't put in there. Got his autograph. Yes, she did. And a few months later had vaginal and oral sex with Robert Kelly multiple times. Okay. But what did her ID say? Because when he asked her for the ID, her ID said she was 18. And she ran with that. She even tricked the courts of Chicago to let her in because she had the ID that said she was 18. So when you do stuff like that, people know that there's laws in place for that. There's laws, not statutes. There's laws in place saying and showing that you cannot defame and you cannot mislead anybody in any situation. However, if you do mislead in anybody in the situation, you cannot bring charges forth. I'll pull up that later on today when I go into the laws and everything that's going on. So, and then it says Kelly would spit on her face, slap her in the face. That's a whole nother person. See, if you read the indictment, you will see what everybody is alleging. But that person that said that has turned around and said Rob has never did anything to her like that. She was forced to do it because she needed a check. So why nobody comes back and say that? And then it says the victim saved one of the shirts. That's a whole nother person. That's hot water of what we call her. Save one of the shirts she was wearing when Robert Kelly ejaculated. Okay, well here's the question. When semen hits air, it dies. So how can you save a shirt 7 to 8 years later, and then it gets tested 7 to 8 years later, and you can put forth and say who DNA it is? Come on, man. Dead semen don't belong to nobody. So now it's your word against his. So, and then Gonzalez, I guess she was just a reporter for them. And then it says, Pace first went public when she talked to me for a story. There we go. When she first talked to me for a story in August 2017. Breaking a non-disclosure agreement with Kelly that she had signed in exchange for a cash settlement. Okay, let's go here in court. When you take a cash settlement, that means plain and simple that you have agreed to settle the matter, which means that if you settle the matter, you can't bring it back before court because it's been settled. It's been reasoned. The only way a court can deal with it if it's conflict. If it's conflict amongst the court. That's how courts and judges can move. It have to be conflict. But if it's a settlement, how's it conflict? How is it conflict? You know? So, and it says then it says I learned about the indictments and the new case against Kelly on Friday, several hours before the charges against him were announced. When Pace called me, they've got him, she said. They finally got him. Which sounds crazy. So then it says Azriel Clary from Baltimore. Azriel Clary, who her parents allege is one of a group of women being held against their will by the singer, attended Kelly's bond hearing, but she did not speak to her parents or even turn around to look at them as they sat several rows behind her in the courtroom 102. She stared right ahead at Kelly, who appeared at the front of the room wearing a black sweatshirt, his face expressionless. On her way in and out of court, Clary held hands with Joycelyn Savage, a woman whose parents say also began a sexual relationship with Kelly in 2015. When she was 19 years old, both women are still living with Kelly in what their parents calls his cult. I'm going to give an update on that. Azriel Clary is no longer there. She went back home. Her and Rob is not dealing with each other because of a split, because jealousy. I'm going to put it like that. Jealousy. So jealousy and people in her ear while Rob was locked up. So it goes on to say, after the bond hearing in the large hallway, at the main entrance to the courts building, Kim Fox, the Cook County state's attorney, the lawyer, Michael Avenatti, and Kelly's defense lawyer, Steve Greenberg, held their second press conferences in 24 hours. Fox did not take questions at either. Avenatti, who claims to represent multiple clients connected to the case, said that Kelly will never walk free again. It's crazy. A new 45-minute videotape is the most complicated part of the state's current case. The bond proffer states in 2001, a witness had conversations with Robert Kelly, and Robert Kelly's associates were the witnesses was asked to retrieve videotapes showing Robert Kelly having sexual intercourse with the victim in the case, identified by the state as RL, when she was 14 years old. Wow. The witness obtained that video and watched it. The witnesses eventually turned this video over to Cook County State's Attorney Office through his attorney, Avenatti. SE has identified the girl. Oh, Sparkle. Okay. Has identified the girl in the video as her niece, the victim in this case. Now let's go here. Let's break that down a little bit. They said the witnesses obtained the video and watched it. So if witnesses obtained a video of a grown man having sex with a teenager, that's child pornography. State laws in all states that are governed by the federal law on child pornography simply says anybody that watches that anywhere goes to jail. Okay. Well, the lady from CNN said that she watched it. She ain't go to jail. They claiming that, well, Jim Dariakis is claiming that Rob's witnesses watched it and turned it over. They ain't go to jail. But more importantly, when we got to court, there was no tape to be turned over. The judge was asking for the tape. The judge still asking for the tape. Michael Avenatti sent to Kim Fox's office a DVD that cannot be opened. And everybody's still asking the question, where's the tapes? There are none. Robert hold firm that he was not on that tape, which, when you really dig deep into it, Damon Pryor and Rob look just alike. RL, which is Rashona Landfair, look just like Lisa Van Allen. Here's my question. Why did Lisa Van Allen get thrown out of court in the 2008 trial? Was it because she lied about the whole situation and admitted under oath that all she wanted was a payout and they gave her immunity and before she did a testimony? Or did the judge back then just see through the bullshit? I'm just going to keep it 100. Which one do you think it was? So, Ms. Gonzalez read those words in court, and Fox later repeated them. Reporters familiar with the 2008 trial instantly recognized Sparkle as Stephanie Edwards, who recorded a gold-selling self-titled album with Kelly in 1998 under her stage name Sparkle. She testified at Kelly's first trial. She was one of 15 witnesses who identified Rashona Landfair and testified about her underage sexual relationship with Kelly, yet jurors voted not to convict Kelly. Afterward, they pointed to the fact that Rashona Landfair herself never testified. During his press conferences, Kelly attorney Steve Greenberg branded all of the women making charges against his client, as well as those who appeared in a recent Lifetime documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, as liars. Well, how can you tell a truth when your story changing constantly? How can you tell the truth when that's all you can talk about is, I just want his money. I don't care what happened after that. I just want his money. He is also denied any wrongdoing by his client. Things have changed since Kelly was first indicted in 2002. The media interest generated by surviving R. Kelly, coupled with the pressure of the activist movements Mute R. Kelly, hashtag Me Too, and Time's Up, are all clearly a big part of what has led to the new charges against the singer. Federal authorities are also weighing bringing charges against him, which they did. So here's my question. Right here, it says activist movements. Activist movements. Activist movements. That means that these people will go around and fight for the justice of anybody that's getting wrongly done, right? Let's look at something. Because I don't think that's what they do. I don't think that's what they do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. Because I want y'all to see how these folks lie. Take that off. I want y'all to see how these folks lie. Hold on. Mute R. Kelly. Mute R. Kelly movement. Let's see. Let's see what they stand for. Oops. Sorry, I had to do that. Okay. Let's go here. We're going to go here today. Mute R. Kelly movement. Let's look at the screen. I guess I ain't getting no love on YouTube today, so I don't know what's going on. YouTube ain't giving me no love at all, but that's all right. It get like that sometimes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is going on? Okay, it get like that sometimes. I'm lost. Why YouTube's doing this? Okay. Mute R. Kelly. Let's go there, y'all. I don't know why it's not coming up. But Mute R. Kelly. Let's see what their whole goal is. And maybe we'll find out where this whole situation is going to and where it's coming from. It's not pulling up at all. Let's stop it. Let's go back to it. Why is it? Oh, that was my fault. Kelly movement. Share it. I gotta go back to it. I'm sorry. That was my fault, y'all. All right. There we go. Let's go to it. Mute R. Kelly. When they come up on your screen, then we can all read together. I'm not showing up on YouTube. What the hell? I wonder why. Hold on for a second, y'all. Jesus, what is going on now? Why Dana not showing up on YouTube? Hold on, let me see if I can fix this real quick. Your channel. Videos. Edit. Let's do public. Go. Hey, the one, see if you can see it on there now. See if you can see it on YouTube now. All right. Here we go. It says mute R. Kelly. MuteRKelly.org. Hey, DeJuan, see if you can see it on there now. It says MuteRKelly.org. Mute R. Kelly is a movement to have R. Kelly convicted of sexual abuse and to end financial support for his career. The campaign was founded by Kenyatta Barnes and Orinoco Odule in July 2017, when Odule was informed Kelly was booked to perform at the Fulton County-owned facility in Atlanta. Got a question. If Mute R. Kelly, right, as Jim Daryagas has said, if Mute R. Kelly is an activist movement, why is the whole sole purpose of Mute R. Kelly a movement to have R. Kelly convicted? When you are part of a movement is to help anybody that you believe in that movement, not to convict one person, not to go after and target one person. But Mute R. Kelly, that's what that was. So let's look at what else Jim Daryagas was talking about. Because you know he loves talking. Jim loves to talk. So while Jim is talking, it says during his press conferences, Kelly attorney Steve Greenberg, Brandon. Okay, we talked about that. That's liars. Okay, activist movements. Okay, Mute R. Kelly. Me Too. Let's look up Me Too. Well, I'm quite sure we can all do that. But let's look up Me Too, because I'm tired of people doing the crazy stuff and saying crazy stuff when the truth is right here in front of you. Hashtag Me Too movement. There we go. All right. The Me Too movement. Let's go there. I don't know why it wasn't showing up today. Wow, that's crazy. Because I knew, I was like, damn, I ain't getting no love today. So let's look up Me Too. Me Too movement. There we go. And we're going to get love today. And we're going to do everything the right way. Me Too movement. Break it down. Bam. Oh, shoot. I might not need Zoom no more now, y'all. I might just stay strictly Restream. Thank you, DeJuan. Me Too. The Me Too movement, with variations of related local or international names, is a movement against sexual harassment and sexual abuse where people publicize allegations of sex crimes committed by powerful and or prominent men. Have a question. What about the powerful and prominent women that prey on men? Why can't it just be a movement for everybody and not just one particular demographic? That's my question. Since we're going to be Me Tooing, let's talk about why it can't be for everybody and not just for women going against prominent and powerful men. I guess people don't want to talk about that. But these are things that people need to talk about. You know, like Oprah Winfrey, when she paid off those women when it was going after her dad, you don't hear about that. When her dad actually is a pedophile. He's a pervert. But they don't want to talk about that. Well, let's get back to Jim. Because like I say, we got to go backwards before we go forward. Are all clearly a big part of what has led to the new charges against the singer. Federal authorities are also bringing charges against him. Kelly's personal situation has changed too. In court on Saturday, Greenberg told Judge Like that Kelly would have trouble raising the necessary 10% of his $1 million bond to post bail. Now, like I said, in the beginning of this, Jim Daryagas showed us in our face how when you are a part of a selected group, they are protected versus the men who stand on their own and don't participate with them groups. If you need me to go back to that, I will go back to that. Because Jim Daryagas put it out there. He said, look, Jussie Smollett only get $100,000 bond. And he did it. It's been said that he did it himself. He caused the city of Chicago to go into an uproar and caused them to pay out thousands on thousands on thousands of dollars in overtime for something that was staged. But you have R. Kelly, who is being accused, and they just laid them out to the slaughter. To the lamb, just to be slaughtered. $1 million bond off an accusation. I told y'all we got to go back before we go forward. And I miss one. And the one that I miss, you're going to see. It says he doesn't have $100,000 sitting in the bank, in a shoebox, or anywhere, Greenberg said. And a meandering 19-minute track released last July, Kelly sang, "I'm a broke-ass legend." He has long claimed to have been ripped off by managers and former associates. That's the song called "I Admit It." Although he does not mention the settlements that he has paid to women who've accused him of sexual improprieties. Now look at the one-sided stuff, how Jim Daryagas throw his shots. How it'll be very one-sided. And you know what? The people ran with this. Why? Because look at the publication. The New Yorker. BuzzFeed. This is the stuff that we don't look at in the hood, but them white boys, they love it. Them white boys, they run with it. Why? Because they the one that pay. They the one that pay for stuff like this. He has okay, we talked about that. Although he does not mention the settlements, okay, that he paid in properties, okay. 6 have been publicly reported, or the legal fees he's incurred from defending himself against other charges. Let's go here. If you have taken a payout, you have settled your discrepancy amongst the court. That's constitutional law. That's contract law. Like I said, this is the stuff that Don Russell was trying to do, but he didn't understand it. Now you have a person that knows contract law, that knows court law. When you have taken a payout, even if it wasn't all the way settled, you have agreed and taken the payout. Let's look at the Harvey Weinstein case. The ladies that have accepted the payout, they can't come back and file charges against them in court, on no court actually, because they accepted the payout. That's why you don't hear about those ladies that was in that group but that took that payout. You hear about the two that refused to get in that group. That's all you hear about is those two. Because if you come back, anybody from that group that accepted that payout offer and they signed that waiver, that proffer, you're in trouble. The contrast between Kelly's first appearance in bond court in 2002 and the one on Saturday was striking to a few reporters like me, who were present at both. 17 years ago, Kelly promptly paid his bond with $750 $100 bills and left 26 and Cal to sing for a group of kindergartens at Salem Baptist Church on Chicago's South Side. On Saturday, Judge Like ordered Kelly to turn over his passport and avoid contact with anyone under the age of 18. As of this writing, Kelly has not posted bond, and he sits in Cook County Jail next door to the courthouse. I have a question. If this man was there at all this time, and for 25 years he's been writing on R. Kelly, why haven't he been made to come to court? Why haven't he been held accountable for when one of the so-called victims came forth and said everything he published was fabricated and I lied to him on R. Kelly? Why none of that has been brought out? Is it that it don't fit the narrative? Is it that it don't fit the script? So now that Jim Darriaga's put that out there, they've got him. Let's speed up to now. Which is this right here. Let's speed up to now. And I thank everybody that joined me over here on YouTube. I don't know what happened, but I apologize for that. That was my error. Let's go here. While all of us was beefing over here on YouTube, trying to assess and address and make points, 3 things have happened in the last 3 days. Number one, I don't know if it pulled up on y'all yet. Oh shoot, I keep forgetting I gotta load it. There it is. Sorry about that. Special prosecutor finds substantial abuses of discretion in Jussie Smollett case as he concludes investigation. Now, they said the elites was going to get into this. And the minute it died down, all of a sudden, the special prosecutor that found everything wrong with this case has now concluded his investigation. Let's see what he said. Pay attention. Kim Foxx ran in the primaries against a young man of a different color whose dad is a billionaire in Illinois. But look at what Special Prosecutor Dan Webb said. All of a sudden, after finding all of the drama and all of the problems with this case, all of a sudden, this is what happened. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb did not find evidence to support filing criminal charges against Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx or any other prosecutor. How did that happen? How did that happen? Mind you, he came out and said, I found 723 things wrong that Kim Foxx has did, and she defrauded the public. All for it to die down, and now we get this. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb did not find evidence to support filing criminal charges against Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx or any other prosecutor. I find it funny that half of the United States' favorite couple got involved with this. People kept saying, well, Tina Tension is involved. Well, if Tina Tension is involved, that means Michelle Obama is involved. If Michelle Obama is involved, that means Barack is involved. Which we all know that they're not for R. Kelly at all. Why? Because they are the backings of the DNC. Tina Tension, and look it up, and if I'm wrong, come and tell me I'm wrong, but I guarantee you I'm not. Tina Tension is the chief backing of finances, which she is a lawyer, for the Me Too movement. She is also the legal analyst for the Time's Up movement and Color of Change. Make that make sense. Jussie Smollett's sister is one of the great advocates that's in with them for Me Too. So where did I leave Jussie? Protected. Where did I leave R. Kelly? Afflicted. That's all I'm saying. L.A. McKnight, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here, man. One of the best guys ever that I've ever got to meet. One of the best managers to ever do it. L.A. McKnight is in the building. Yeah, but they doing Rob wrong. But the problem is he don't fit the narrative. If R. Kelly was part of the LGBT community, this would have been over with a while ago. He wouldn't have did a day in jail. If R. Kelly would say, you know what, I don't even want my masters no more. I don't want my publishing. Y'all can have it all. He would be released. He would be released probably in like 24 hours. But because he's fighting for what's owed to him, he's being drugged through the mud. And I said this 15 months ago. They want to make sure two things. That R. Kelly never make any more music. And that R. Kelly stocks would die. That's all they want. Here's my question. What's the reason why? Why would they want that? Now, mind you, I ain't saying nothing about Robert Sylvester Kelly. I said R. Kelly. And I know some people want to say, well, they're the same person. They're not. One is an entity. One is a persona. One is a human being. They don't give two hells about Robert Sylvester Kelly. They care about R. Kelly. And if they can stop R. Kelly, that brings up their next golden boy. And who's their golden boy? John Legend. They feel like John Legend have what it takes to surpass R. Kelly. Why? Because John Legend fits their narrative. But did y'all see what Miss King said? As the DNC allowed John Legend to close out day 2. Why nobody talk about his wife that partakes and loves the pedophilia world? They won't talk about that. So let's read a little bit about this. Ooh, this is a lot. I thought it was a little bit. This is a lot. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb laid out a series of operational failures and several false statements by Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx. Now, wait a minute. Did that opening statement just contradict everything he said above? Is it me? Or did it really contradict what it said? It says Special Prosecutor Dan Webb laid out a series of operational failures and several false statements by Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx. As he announced on Monday, the end of his investigation into the handling of hate crime claims by actor Jussie Smollett. Webb said Foxx and her staff made false or misleading statements about her declared recusal from the case, about how the Smollett case compared to others in the court system, about the certainty of a conviction for Smollett, and about her contacts with Smollett's sister, actor Journey Smollett. But Webb also said he did not find evidence that the case was improperly influenced by third parties such as Tina Tension, the one-time chief of staff to former First Lady Michelle Obama, nor did he find evidence that would support criminal charges. So with that being said, you see all the power players. If he go forth with that, he might come up missing. That's how they play. Ask Joan Rivers when she outed Michelle Obama and she outed Barack Obama. Her life came to a halting end within 14 days. And you know what they blamed it on? Oh, her plastic surgery went wrong. Right. People wake up. Then it says, in a statement, Fox office said Webb's announcement puts to rest any implications of outside influence or criminal activity on the part of Cook County State's Attorney's Office. It also denied that the false statements referenced in Webb's announcement were deliberately inaccurate. Now you see how she's going after the judge, the special prosecutor. Smollett attorney Mark Gagaros said in a statement Monday, this so-called report on Kim Foxx and the timing of the recharging of Jussie it reveals the real political electoral motivation of Dan Webb and his cohorts. It's a blatantly attempt to take down a black progressive female prosecutor who does not fit within the white power structure. Jussie, a black gay man who maintains his innocence, continued to be used as a pawn. Now see how they changed the narrative? See how they changed the narrative? Today's report confirms what the defense has said all along. There was no wrongdoing or undue influence by Jussie or the defense and the dismissal of all charges against him, and the second wave of charges is a blatant constitutional violation. So if y'all can sit there and say that, can I ask a question? Where's the blatant constitutional violation for Robert Kelly? I get it. Because it's against R. Kelly, and R. Kelly is an entity and a persona, R. Kelly don't have constitutional rights because it's a corporation. So let's take R. Kelly out of it. What about the blatant constitutional violation rights of Robert Sylvester Kelly? when you bring that up, people say, oh, no, I don't want to talk about that. No, y'all want to talk about R. Kelly. I don't want to talk about R. Kelly because I don't like corporations. Let's talk about Robert Sylvester Kelly. How many people want to do that? Still, there are more shoes left to potentially drop. Webb said Monday he would seek permission as soon as possible from Cook County Judge Michael Tooman to release a 60-page report that supports his findings with evidence. Wait a minute. So he found evidence and he got evidence to support it, but he ended everything and said he couldn't go forth. Don't that sound like witness intimidation to me or to you? I'm just saying. Does that sound like witness intimidation? He just said he couldn't go forward with it, right? After naming all the power people around him who can have him terminated at a phone call, especially Tina Tension. She's one of the most evilest people ever. But he says, still, there are more shoes left to potentially drop. Webb said Monday he would seek permission as soon as possible from Cook County Judge Michael Tooman to release a 60-page report that supports his findings with evidence. He also said he intends to forward the report to Illinois Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission. So what is that saying to you? They told that man, if you go forth, knowing that November is right around the corner, you might not make it. But then the next one say, Fox Republican challenger in November election, Pat O'Brien, called on Fox to resign. Wait a minute. If this is not an electoral beef, then what is it? And what we're seeing is the rise of the corporation over top of the downfall of the republic of the people. And all the people that we thought was for us is in this thing as power players. And they are all the ones who are against Robert Sylvester Kelly. Check this out. Smollett told police in January 2019 that he had been jumped by two white men near his Streetville home. Smollett wound up being accused of faking the attack, but a 16-count indictment filed against him in March 2019 was tossed just weeks later, and how it was done raised suspicions. Webb was later appointed special prosecutor, and he filed a new 6-count indictment against Smollett in February. He was also tasked with looking into any wrongdoing and the handling of the case. And he said Monday his investigation uncovered substantial abuses of discretion and operational failures in Fox's office. In his announcement, Webb wrote that lawyers who currently or previously worked in the criminal division of the state's attorney's office were surprised or shocked in some way by how the initial charges against Smollett were handled. He also wrote that the decision makers in that initial case have significantly and meaningfully divergent explanations for how the resolution was reached, including who negotiated the terms. Additionally, Webb pointed to untrue statements made by Fox and her staff. For example, Webb said Fox and others in her office made false statements in April 2019 about whether she realized she had improperly recused herself from the Smollett case, which is a felony. Every last one of them can go to jail, which is a felony. But the power players got involved. So he had to conclude his case. like I said, some things will make you go. Now, this should shock everybody that live in Chicago. Watch this. This right here that you about to see pisses me off to the highest level and the highest extent. Look at the screen. This is crazy. And this come from the Chicago Tribune, which is an official document and not hearsay. It say Kim Fox. Oh shoot. I keep doing that. I keep forgetting it's not like what you call it. It says Kim Fox must explain her handling of the Jussie Smollett case. When you see that, you probably think like, okay, cool. But look who she's talking to. One thing for sure, two things for certain. As the Masons have their secret handshakes and their secret hand signs, so do the LGBT community. And I know somebody going to say, well, Kim Fox married. You don't have to be married. I mean, you don't have to be gay to support that community or that movement. And somebody going to say, well, that's elbow to elbow. No, if you really get into the LGBT breakdown, that's elbow to forearm, which means I stand with you. Elbow to elbow, that means I agree. Elbow to forearm means I stand with you. Fist to fist, balled up, elbow to elbow means okay and hello. That right there pisses me all the way off. And I'm only going to read like 2 excerpts from this. It says, it's not even a surprise anymore. Wow. Cook County State's Attorney Office. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox blew yet another chance to begin to put the Jussie Smollett controversy behind her Monday when she issued a defiant, tone-deaf response to Special Prosecutor Dan Webb's summary of this investigation into her office handling of the case. Webb's summary was damning and devastating. Damn. Yes, it accused Fox's office of substantial abuses of discretion and operational failures, and of making false and or misleading statements to the public, and overseeing the strange high-profile case of a Hollywood celebrity who allegedly faked a hate crime attack against himself here in early 2019. I'm going to stop there for a second. And the reason why I'm going to stop there is because this next excerpt is going to lead into what I'm about to say. And what I'm about to say is crazy. I'm telling you now, it's crazy. But rather than issue a long overdue apology or explanation, Kim Fox said, I made mistakes. I'm sorry. Fox responded defensively yet again, denying any misconduct and concluding her 237-word news release with the declaration that she will have no further statements on this matter until she receives Webb's final written report. Okay. So, yesterday was a status hearing, and we were eagerly waiting to see that we wanted to see if Ann Donnelly was going to say anything in defense of Robert Kelly, which she didn't at all. And it wasn't a surprise to me. However, what was a surprise to me was the fact that I overlooked something. And I told you I forgot somebody. This trial is going on and going on and going on. This R. Kelly abuse is going on and going on and going on. And nobody's bringing up Jim Dariagas. But this man is running around in an abusive manner, doing whatever he want to do. I don't like that. Especially when I looked and found out something else has happened that I haven't heard nobody report on. Now, I could be wrong. Somebody could have reported on it and I just didn't hear it. I told y'all for the last couple of days, I haven't really been focused on any one person's channel. I just been hitting and missing while I was working. Well, take a look at this. And I'm going to take this off because I want y'all to see this. And it really pisses me the hell off. I ain't going to lie to you. United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly. Notification of docket entry. This docket entry was made by the clerk on Tuesday, August the 18th, 2020. Minute entry before the Honorable Harry D. Lennenweber. Telephonic status hearing held. Defendants waive appearances for the reasons stated on the record. The court denies Kelly's motion for disclosure and protective order 133. Kelly may move forward the disclosure of specific categories of documents if he so chooses. For the reasons stated on the record, the court grants the government's motion to continue trial 136 and vacates the original trial date of 10/13/20. So this is what they was talking about. This is what they was talking about. This is what they was talking about on a phone conference yesterday. Or this is what Ann Donnelly was referencing. And people was like, what the hell is she talking about? Because I know I was. Telephonic hearing set for 10/13/20 at 10 a.m. Attorneys only. Wait a minute. 10/13. That's October. So he indefinitely suspended that until further notice? Is that what I'm looking at? Telephonic hearing set for 10/13/20 at 10 o'clock a.m. Attorneys only. Mailed notice MAF. Attention. This notice is being sent pursuant to Rule 77D. Okay. So, am I looking at this crazy? Or am I looking at this right? Like, did they really just suspend his court date for 10/13 and change that into a status hearing? And then on yesterday, Ann Donnelly copied what they did in Chicago and did the same thing? But that's the surface level, y'all. That's the surface level. That's the surface level. The question is, who got to Harry D. Lennenweber? Who got in his ear? Because if you remember, stuff like this wasn't his actions at first. Stuff like this wasn't his actions at first. Which led me to believe that if you want to suspend this until further notice, but then you want to grant the government's motion to continue trial, but then you want to deny all of R. Kelly motions for disclosure and protective order, but then you want to say Kelly may move for the disclosure of specific categories and documents. That means you have one other choice: to make that man fight with his hands handcuffed behind his back, and you threw away the key. Which is unconstitutional. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Do anybody see anything different? Do anybody see anything different? And I just highlighted it for you. I know people saying, what do that mean? They now making Robert Sylvester Kelly a person. Remember, before it was in all caps, they was making him a corporation. Now they realize that the United States is what? The United States of America is a corporation. Now, here's where I got a problem at. Here's where everybody that knows what wordplay means: a corporation can't do business with a human being. A corporation can only sue a corporation. So when have it been possible for a corporation to bring severe charges against a human being and keep them against their human rights will? These are questions that's not being asked. These are questions that he knows. Why you think he's always in person form? Because he's a person. Go look at all the motions. You'll see that all caps one time. You'll see it in personal format one time. That's wordplay, so that way if anybody, or if Greenberg or Doug say, y'all playing wordplay, y'all got him as a corporation, they always have it on file where, well, we made sure that he was a human being. So at the end of the day, it's going to take somebody that's witty, that's smart, who don't give a hell, to collect everything that they said, minute by minute, piece by piece, second by second, and take it to the lawyers and say, fight this. And when they present this, it's going to freeze the judge, which you challenge the judge's jurisdiction. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to keep it 100. Chicago might be the easiest for Robert, but I don't see him getting a fair trial in Chicago or New York. I think they should do a change of venue. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they need to do a change of venue. Now I'm looking at these comments and see what y'all saying. Because I wasn't looking at the comments. So please forgive me. Because when we enter our, litigation and what we talking about, we don't be looking at comments. Joshua said Greenberg said he had not watched any extra videos they claim to have in their possession. Oh. Well, I'm going to say this. All the videos is in New York. And I can't say too much, but what I do know is that they said everything they have is to help Robert. they don't have nothing to hurt them. So when I heard the call yesterday, and a lady in New York said, "Well, we got some tapes, and we viewed most of them, and we have some stuff with child pornography." No, what she pretty much was saying, was what they were looking for. They still haven't found it yet. And if they went through most of the devices, like I was saying, when I had an argument with Grown Man on his platform, most of them, those devices that was in that storage, trust me, they were from the tour. Now, if it's something else in there that I don't know about, I can't speak on, and I'm not going to speak on something I don't know about. But I know that box of devices, those are from the tour. And the reason why they was in that storage, because Rob was planning on doing something for his fans as a comeback. And he needed everything off them devices because he was going to put together, I think it was like a 4-hour movie. Let's see. While they know what they're doing, but you got to be smarter than them, right, Miss Doris? Bree Ramsey, they are trying to railroad him, and at any means necessary. That's true. Dom K, he need a private investigator and forensic investigators, bro. Dom K, I'm gonna say this. I totally agree with you, but in order for that to happen, the defense team got to know what to attack first. And the government is not given the order, or not even given a remote order. And see, it kills me because a question was asked yesterday on that telephone call. And I wasn't going to say nothing, but a lot of y'all don't know. Jane Doe, number 1 in New York, is Aaliyah, right? Jane Doe, number 2, a lot of y'all didn't know, was the lady from, what is that TV show? Something to Shaw. However, the reason why Doug asked the question about can they get a direct order of what Jane Doe's is what, and the judge was like, ain't this numbered? So Doug didn't want to argue because that would have created arguments amongst the court on a telephone call. But what they did was they switched the lady from the Shaws out. And they replaced her with another person who I know very well. And it's crazy because the person that they replaced her with, they are forcing her to try to come to court, and she do not want to cooperate at all. So I think it's funny how, and I'm not going to say her name for a reason, because I don't want the ops harassing her or talking any crazy stuff or doing what I've seen throughout the last 4 days on these YouTube streets, making up names and harassing her. I don't want that to happen because this person is not that type of person. I just find it funny how the government can switch and replace and don't let nobody know. But then when people catch it and go on with it and then bring it up, then the judge act like it's a problem. I seen Dom K say yesterday, it's time to get her removed. I thought they did that, which found out that I thought she recused herself, but which she didn't. She just went on vacation. That's my bad. Bad Dana. Dom K, he not getting no fair trial. I totally agree. It's too much work for them attorneys. No, not really. And I'm gonna tell you why. If the federal government do what they supposed to do, the attorneys can break it down. There's enough attorneys to handle and to split evenly on both states. And I really believe that with the help that's going on now, with people having change of hearts and people saying this ain't right and they telling what they know and they showing this and then they doing this, I really believe that this case is going to go one of three ways. One, I believe that this case is going to be so crazy that it might end up in a mistrial. Two, it might end up in a hung jury. Or three, he might initially be convicted because they want to fulfill their agenda, which means that they will have to take it to a higher court. Now, here's what I'm stuck about. Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Why haven't they said anything yet? And you got to look at it. The courts are generated in like a hub. So what court is really there to help Robert? That's what I want to know. What court is really there to help Robert since it's a hub? Because normally we would hear something from Second Circuit Court of Appeals. I believe now we're going on day 38, if I'm not mistaken. Can somebody give me an exact day or date that we on? Are we on 38? Will Dana, can she do an interview to clear her name so people can stop talking about it? Who? Can who do an interview? They said multiple points. Can who do an interview? Wait a minute, I'm lost. And then I'm gonna say this: for them to have this, another thing that showed me that they don't have nothing. On that phone call yesterday, they said, "We don't want to put nothing on a DVD," and I'm paraphrasing. This is not what they said word for word. I'm paraphrasing. They said, "We don't want to put nothing on a DVD. We need the lawyers to come look at what we have." Here's where we need to start talking about chain of custody. Because I believe the chain of custody has been broken. Hold on. Oh, what's up, Unc? Huh? Oh, but I'm gonna call you back when I get off live. Because I'm live right now. So I believe the chain of custody has been broken. And when the chain of custody has been broken, then what? You can't have a case. I believe we about to enter into the world of deep fake 100% with these videos. So Dom K hit it on the head. Now is where we need the forensics and all this. But guess what? For Rob not to have no money, for the ops to do what they did to deter the Dollar for the King and the R. Kelly R. Kelly defense fund thing. Now we seeing where the money is needed. But guess what? With all the bullshit, with all the drama, with all the lies, the government has verified there's only $10,000 in there. So if R. Kelly is the king of R&B and he's the GOAT and can't nobody do what he do, how will it look for him to have millions of fans, right? And for his defense, meaning he got to go get special people to go look at the stuff and all that, specialists and all that. A specialist from Harvard, right, costs over $50,000. I'm guessing. I'm hypothetically guessing because you come from a elite school. Elite school. But you don't have the funds to take care of the specialists. So how would it look to have, in my book, one of the greatest people to ever do it musically, to have to rely on the services of a public place specialist? Do that even make sense? A man of that stature got to rely on the services of somebody who don't have the credentials to do what needs to be done directly. I just want y'all to think about that for a second. Because that's what I had to do. Because I ain't going to lie. I was going to go live last night and I was going to act a fool. I promise you. I had every intent to act a fool last night. After seeing what I seen, I was going to act a fool. But I got tired and I went to sleep. And the whole time I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about, how can R. Kelly get free? So everything I've been saying from day one is starting to matriculate and come to light. With the Don Russell situation, with his mama situation, with this upcoming situation. Here's my question. And I'm just going to ask all of y'all. Because I've been did it, but how about we relaunch the R. Kelly Defense Fund? We don't even got to call it $1 for the King. Let's relaunch the R. Kelly Defense Fund. Let's do what we got to do. And we see that the government don't got his back, so fuck the government. We got to have Robert back. Can I look at it like, if the government can protect their own, if Me Too can protect their own, if the LGBTQ XYZ community, they can protect their own, why can't we as a colored people protect our own? We're the only people that will let one of ours get up there, and the minute we can't profit off of one of ours, we say fuck them. I seen in the chat somebody said, what about his friends? Well, you got to look at it like this. Miss Carol Holloway, I believe Toy posted it, but I'm going to put it up there. There you go. Oh. Um, they got a PayPal account, or you can send checks or money order to Douglas C. Anton Esquire at 3 University Plaza Drive, Suite 407, Hackensack, New Jersey. Zip code 070601. Yep. But I'm gonna go here. We are behind the 8 ball right now. Yeah, I'm taking calls in a few minutes. We are behind the 8 ball. And as the commercials say, you can learn a lot from a dummy. And for 15 months, I can say a lot of us have fed into the dummy status. Because we fed into some bullshit. We fed into some bullshit. And we let people whose only goal is to make money and come up off of this, we let those folks take us off our square. So, yeah, I'm taking phone calls. You can call in 470-355-8221. Express how y'all feel. So while y'all doing that, I'm going to play. I don't even want to play this because it's not the right move for that. I don't even want to play that. You know what I want to play? I know what I want to play. I know I want to play. Hold on, y'all. But call in. That's what I want to play. I want to play this right here.
I know I've read all the articles, seen all the photographs, pictures of you and me in the magazine. I did all the interviews, and not once did I mention you. As the billboards walk right by you, I didn't want to make a scene. Because we agree on love. Don't everybody know about us. And if I live forever, I keep my word, baby. But I'm telling you now, the secret is driving me crazy. And I'm tired of living around with you. Really wanna be with you. Tell me what the hell are we gonna do? I'm like, oh, 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 baby. We can let the industry know. Because I'll cover people. If anybody gives, I so have much to see. Girl, you got your career, I've got family. And girl, that's why we can let the industry know. Because I cover people who want it to be known. Gotta keep it on the low. Nobody. But we can let the industry know. Wait, said you be my shelter in the midst of stormy weather. Text yourself, you telling me you want my umbrella. Cause I just don't know what to do anymore. You and me on the QT's killing me slow. And even though I'm a little younger than you, it's okay. And I'm starting to feel that if people found that then girl, it's okay. But then I saw you up in the songs, been up in a video. I was so pissed that I jumped right up and went straight to the studio. Because we agree, don't everybody know about us. And if I live forever, I'll keep my word, baby. But I'm telling you now, the secret is driving me crazy. And I'm tired of living around with you. Girl, I wanna be with you. Tell me what the hell are we gonna do? I'm like, oh, 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 baby, we can let the industry know. Because I'll cover, hey, people, anybody, give it. So have much to see. You got your kid. I've got family, and girl, that's why I can't let the industry go, because I told her it will be low. I want it to be low. Keep it on the low. Nobody. Baby, we can let the industry. We have got to be careful. Nobody to get hurt. We've got to keep it private, girl. This relationship to ourselves. So I agree, girl, it's killing me. Why do we have to hide from the industry? Baby girl, I'm tired of sneaking and creeping with one another. Every day it gets hard for me being your secret lover. We can't let the industry know. Anybody be like me? So much to see you. You got your career, I've got family. That's why we can't let the industry know. We don't want it to be low. Keep it on the low. We can let the industry, we can let the industry
All right. Well, I'm starting to see some questions being raised. And I seen a question that said, is Yandy Smith? And then it disappeared. So can you bring that question back about Yandy Smith, please? Whoever it was. What was the question about Yandy? We just don't get it. This is what's even more sad, shaking my head like the court going off opinions. Unpopular. Rashona alone will send them off. Well, Celeste, here's a question. Is Rashona testifying? I asked Yandy willing to help for Robert. I'll talk to her on the 25th. I'll find out. That's the question. And Celeste, what is the accurate witnesses they have? Because they gave 3 different numbers of the witnesses. Chicago said they had 50, and New York said they got 25. I mean 35. I'm sorry. Who knows? I think they about to start creating stuff, and I think they about to start using people who claim that they've been victims of him, which is not going to pan out. That's what I believe, because you're going to have the Brotherhood sitting there, and anything wrong, we definitely going to say something. Rashona is testifying, but that doesn't mean she is going against Rob. That part right there, Heaven. That's why I asked the question, is she testifying? Thank you so much, Nakia. Thank all the mods. I thank y'all. So anybody can say they going to testify, but what are they testifying against? That should be the big question. Mm-mm. Heaven is on it. Sorry, y'all. I'm eating my lunch. Today is Miss Lady T Dixon's birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Lady T Dixon. If y'all feel led or feel free, y'all can send Miss Dixon something for her birthday. Miss Dixon, put your Cash App up there so I can post it. Because today is the day that the Lord allowed you to be born on this earth. EJ in the building. But yeah, call in. Hey, Vi, are you calling in? Whoa. Call in. Anybody. Hey, Natalie. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Miss T London. Doors Lane. Heaven Nelson hit it on the head though. But I hear people saying that, oh, Rashona going to testify. Rashona going to do this. Rashona going to do that. Well, according to Rashona and her lawyers, that's not what's going on. And I'm going to go off of what the person that they claim is going to do it and her lawyer versus what anybody that said that is going to happen. Miss Lady T Dixon, what is your Cash App? Right, I'm Papa's daughter. A testimony is a testimony. But what is she testifying against or about? That's the question. What? Why is he? Wait. What did I just miss? Joshua, what are you going off about? There's a Cash App, y'all. Miss Queen 219. And bye. Happy birthday. You know, I keep forgetting that their birthday is today. So, what can I play for them on their birthday? But yeah. Is this it? Okay. This for y'all.
No men allowed.
Hey, Joshua, she ain't say nothing about you. And she said Celeste.
What do you want? Hold up, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Wait.
I believe so, Vanetta.
What the hell happened?
I believe they trying to fish people out.
Hi, baby. You know what happened last night. You recorded it.
I recorded. No, all I know was I took 2 shots.
I gotta go.
There was a girl here. It was Biz. What the?
This for all the birthday folks.
She about to turn up, drinking up. She with her whole crew, girls, and it seems like she ready. Go. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch, shake. 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 She got a friend, they kissing each other. They going in, they on each other. They taking a shot. They down or whatever. She's a good girl, but tonight she is simple. She got a man, that nigga ain't with her. I give her her flowers, my feet, like I was her baby sister. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everybody who got a birthday today.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch. I'm up in that section, we got bottles up, and it's full of them gold. These bitches is fucking, you know that I'm flexing. No one mama, yeah, I'm out of the road. I'm flying and bird, haters can't touch me. So I'm in my zone, I'm acting on trust. My swag in the bag, these niggas is broke. They keep coming for long. Keep a taste for a rainbow. Shooters expect my fucking style. The hood is the flat. It is no need it. And this is my busiest car. Look like we're going to the airport. Private jet plane. A private jet. Private jet. Fuck that. Let's fly just one time. Go to the bus. Look at everybody up and get on the fucking bus and be out. Y'all crazy. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch, shake. 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 You looking so good for your birthday, I wanna celebrate with you. Take this off party to my hotel and baby, you can bring your crew. Got a house in the hands of my life is a window, I'll show you the view. Yeah, my autumn, my sister, it's time to pop bottles and get in the pool. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch, shake. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, bitch, shake. Yeah, girl, gon' put it down for a nigga. Yeah, girl, gon' put it down for a nigga.
Man. Happy birthday, y'all. You know, it's for the birthday folks. But yeah, we gotta look at everything that's going on, y'all. We gotta look at all of the stuff that's being put out there. You can't run to everything you hear. You have to do your own research. Even in the Bible, it says, study to show thyself approved. So, C Murder is getting help for his release. You think Kim Kardashian can look into Robert's case? I'm just asking. Anybody can look into anybody's case. What about Louisville. Monica said something. What did Monica say? You coming? I'm talking about the one with Yandy. Oh, you coming to the rally on the 25th for Breonna Taylor? That's the one that Yandy's talking about. Shout out to the Brotherhood all day. I will hold you down. Okay, Evan. I will hold you down. Not to mention Monica is helping along with Kim Kardashian. Monica? All right, well, 156. Do anybody want to call? Do anybody want to call in? If not, I'm going to get up off here into tonight. And then we're going to have some fun. At midnight tonight. Ooh. I got 3 devices going at one time. Okay. Miss Lady T. Dixon. I see people saying, check your Cash App. You're live with Dana J. How can I help you?
Hey, Dana J. and Chad. This is Heaven. And I just called to say just this. As cocky as...
What up, Don? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
As cocky as the prosecution was, like, when they started out bringing these charges up against him, as cocky as they was to bring the charges up against Robert, I feel like they should be as cocky when it comes to this evidence that they claim that they have. You know?
I totally agree.
It's crazy. Like, if you were that cocky and you had the truth in your hands, why are you so, hesitant to show the evidence that you supposedly have? And to team truth and stuff, I feel like y'all don't do enough research. And I feel like to come on here and basically say all this stuff saying that, oh, it's over for Rob. If y'all feel that way, that's your opinion, But I really feel like y'all just come over here and come to the support side just to throw it in our face and say stuff like that because y'all aren't even sure that he's going to get prosecuted. Because honestly, you're just listening to what the tabloids say and what the other bloggers that are against Robert are saying. Nobody's really doing enough research to actually see that it's really bullshit. Even Avenatti has said that and bragged about it whenever he was basically extorting Nike. So, that's all I... And for all the people that are saying that Rashawn is testifying against Rob, her lawyer still to this day is saying that that was not her in the videos. The family is still saying to this day that it's not her in the videos. And because this is still an open investigation, Rashawn is not saying anything. She's not going to come out and say, oh, I'm defending him or I'm against him and I'm going to testify against him. So just because it says that, she's testifying in the case and that she's cooperating with the feds, that does not automatically mean that she is basically testifying against Rob. A testimony is a testimony. So that's all I have to say on that.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a question. How do you feel that... Did you hear the call yesterday?
I did. It was bullshit. I just feel like, okay, so I remember when I heard that call, I thought back on the debate between Hillary and Trump. Now, mind you, I am not a supporter of Trump. I'm not going to go into that. But I saw the favoritism whenever basically Trump was talking. The person that was being the mediator in the debate, every time Donald Trump had something to say, he was always interrupted. He wasn't able to say his piece. He was always saying something or being kind of rude and catty. And when Hillary would talk, they let Hillary finish. And, most of the time she would talk over her time. And whenever it was Trump, he was always interrupted, so he couldn't even say much of what he wanted to say. And that's kind of what was happening in the hearing yesterday, in the call. Basically, the prosecution was able to say their piece and everything. The judge was pretty much in favor of everything that they said. And when it came to Greenberg or Doug Anton, they were always interrupting them. Oh, you're speaking too fast, and you need to slow down. Like, why does it matter? You need to open your ears, because evidently whatever they're saying, you don't want to hear it.
So let me ask you this. Since you heard the call, right?
Yes.
Of the devices, but they only have two, or they could have said several, but I remember two. And I re-listened to it again before I went live today. They have two child pornography tapes in their possession.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want people to think about. Even you. How many tapes did Avenatti say he had in his possession?
I can't remember, but
The first time he said he had one.
Yeah, that's right.
Then he came back and said, I have another.
Uh-huh.
But no tapes have been presented to the defense yet.
Yeah. If you have it, then what is the problem with showing it? Just like with the name. I don't think there should be a problem with, presenting the names, because Robert needs to know who he's fighting against. It doesn't make any sense for this man to basically go through this trial blindfolded. That's dumb.
Well,
it should be that way.
Well, that's what they believe. They believe because of his ailment that he would just take anything. That's what they believe. And he's not going to take anything. However, he have a right to face his accuser.
Right.
But what they're doing is they trying to make him R. Kelly in court instead of Robert Sylvester Kelly.
A human being, right. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this is all a plot just to get him to take a plea deal, and they're punishing him for not taking a plea deal. That's what that is in my eyes. Like, they're doing all of this because in the end they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to look dumb for, coming out and saying, oh, we have this and oh, we have that. And then now I just feel like they kind of just bit off more than they can chew. Honestly, that's what is going on here. It's a plot to make him suffer for not taking a plea deal. But in all reality, do y'all really think that this man is really going to sit here and go to trial and literally sit in jail for over a year? This man is willing to sit if he has to just fight this case. Y'all really think that this man is going to sit in jail and suffer the way he is suffering, not being able to fight his charge the right way, not seeing his lawyers, being locked down 24 hours a day, being mistreated? Do y'all really think this man is going to go endure all of this pain just to be guilty in the end? If this man really felt like he didn't have a fight.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to sit nowhere when I put like this. If I don't have a fight, I'm not going to sit. I'm sorry. So to his defense, because I've even had people tell me, oh, you support yo. Well, wait a minute. When I start calling people pass out, then they be like, but it's not about me. It is about you. So the thing is, with the government unsurety, the reason why they postponing it indefinitely and to further notice is because they don't have shit.
They don't.
And I look at the whole thing, and the whole spectrum is, how Don Russell get a $75,000 bill?
Man, that made me furious.
No. It shouldn't have made you furious. It should have made you look. What is his role?
Yeah.
What is his role? His role is to distract, to disrupt, and to make sure Rob never come home.
Now, I don't know on that end, but I feel like what Don Russell did it really had nothing to do with Rob, and that shows in the indictment, with the transcript that was, came behind it. But I really feel like Don Russell, I don't know. I don't know if he's basically trying to fight for a status or, make Rob feel like he was doing something to help, trying to be involved some sort of way. But I feel like it was a really bad move. It was a...
I'm going to ask you this question. When he first came out, he said Rob didn't pay nobody.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came out, he said, I took care of Rob and the rest of the camp, and I put them on my back, and I paid for everything. Then he slipped up and said, oh, I'm going to get my money back. Here's my question. I'm going to go here. My honest to God truth is I believe the only reason why they locked him up when they did was because I believe he violated their rules somewhere down the line, and they had to show him like, yo, we own you. So with that being said, he had to get booked so that way he'd know that this was going on. And I'm going to keep it 100. Everything that man has done has been against Rob. When you call him a bomb threat or a gun threat, how is that going to help Roberts versus Kelly?
Yeah, and I've said that too. I was just like, it just seems like everything that this man does, I haven't really paid that closely into Don Russell until maybe a couple of days ago. But
I just said you got to go backwards before you can go forward.
Yeah. It seems like everything this man does, it basically goes against everything that Rob and Greenberg and Doug are fighting for.
No, wait. You still overleap the whole thing. Everything that Rob is being charged for, Don Russell has done. Look at.
Not really fair that he gets the bond, though.
Look at it. They say Rob is accused of obstruction. Don Russell did that.
Yep.
They said Rob is threatening witnesses. Don Russell has did that. So it's like I can go on and put the list down, but everything they said Rob has done, Don Russell has showed you that he's done and more. So let's go here. Right, Russell Parham. But I see you said if he loses, Kells dies in jail. Wow, you're right. But see, they want this whole. See, here's what I see. It's a lot of powerful people fighting for different agendas. Then you have the mid-level folks that's fighting for statuses. Then you have the bottom dwellers who just trying to get paid.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just tell people I never seen one man be a Rico. I never seen that.
Me neither.
I never seen an enterprise operate off of one man.
One man, no.
But then the most stupidest sugar honey iced tea that I've heard within the last 2 days was R. Kelly traveled just to have sex with underage girls, and he really wasn't an artist.
Literally, him going on tour was just to keep an income flowing. You think this man really got time and money to be flying motherfuckers across the world?
Yeah.
Just to be having sex? That's dumb as hell. You don't make no money off sex unless you're selling sex. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And then I keep hearing somebody say, because I had a couple females hit me on my inbox talking about something. Well, Dana, he should let Joy come home. Joy was a grown woman when she left. And I'm not going to say left because, see, certain words trigger certain emotions. When you say stuff like children and child and left and ran, but that means but that triggers emotions of somebody being abducted and somebody being kidnapped, somebody being held against their will. No, let's call it for what it was. Joy went to college. Joy got to meet Robert Kelly. Joy seen a better way of life other than what her savages family had, and she said deuces. She can call him if she want. She's a grown woman.
People got to realize also college ain't for everybody. I know a lot of girls. I know a lot of girls I went to school with that have really just dropped college just to go be with their sugar daddy or go. You know, that's just what that is. Like college just ain't for everybody. What they got to realize with these girls is these parents had a certain lifestyle that they wanted these kids, that they wanted their daughters to live up to. They wanted them. They had plans for them, but you know, once they got grown, they sought other plans. This is what they wanted to do. This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to be with R. Kelly. Now, I don't honestly think that the dealings of R. Kelly and Azriel at her being 17, I really don't think that, you know, he was having sex with Azriel during her being 17. Y'all got to understand, this girl was around R. Kelly 3 months prior to her being 17. That doesn't automatically say that.
You mean prior to her being 18?
Well, yeah, that's what I meant, prior to her being 18. You know, that doesn't automatically say that he was having sex with her. I think that there might have been a business deal going on in the beginning, but when it, you know, I think Azriel was already feeling pressured of doing music. And, you know, I guess that whenever she started, you know, when she was around 18 or going towards 18 or 18, you know, she just started having fun instead of dealing with having the pressure of her dad forcing music on her life. You know, she was having fun, and somewhere in between or after, you know, they developed a friendship, and then that friendship became a relationship. You know, that sometimes that ain't for everybody. You know,
but you know, also, jealousy is a hell of a drug.
Is.
And what I've learned is that everybody that experienced Robert, and listen to the words I'm about to say, everybody that have experienced Robert on that level, parents and all, when it wasn't no more Robert to fall back on or to get things from, they became bitter.
Yep.
And then Robert became a bad man.
Yep.
Here's my question. Why wasn't Robert a bad man when all this first started?
Because they thought they were going to do something.
What was your benefit in it?
I don't know. Apparently they had all these business plans and ideas, and Robert just wasn't.
Like I said, what was your business? What was your business plan amongst all this?
Are you talking about the parents?
I'm talking about period. Parents and people that was there.
Honestly, you tell me.
Well, I'm gonna say this. If Rob made sure people was good, right?
Yeah.
I'm not understanding why people want to turn against him now.
Yep. In the beginning, whenever Azriel was there, you know, even Azriel said it. You know, that, you know, at first they were cool. You know, everything was cool. Nobody was saying nothing. But as soon as there was problem, you know, as soon as Azriel started seeing the bullshit, basically, you know, now they want to come out with, oh, my daughter was kicked. All this time, they had been had contact with Azriel throughout this whole time. So I don't understand why people are still defending this lie. They started the lie. They started out lying. So how do you expect people to believe you now? Like, you started out saying that your daughter was kidnapped, but through the whole time, Azriel is basically exposing you in this interview. If y'all didn't check, if nobody paid attention to Angelo's body language, oh my God, his face told it all. Like whenever she was just like, I don't understand understand why y'all were sitting up there saying that y'all hadn't talked to me. I would call y'all 4 or 5 months at a time. Angela would literally look at her side eye, and then when she kept on going and was just ranting and ranting and ranting, he goes, he cleared his throat like shut up. Like, but at the end of the day, like, you knew what you were getting into trying to get in this documentary. I don't understand what you thought was going to come out of it when Azriel was still, adamant about being loyal to R. Kelly at the time, Like, you got on here and you basically started out this lie saying that you had not seen your daughter, you hadn't talked to your daughter, when all along you had talked to your daughter. You had been talking to your daughter. But when things wasn't going your way, that's whenever Robert just automatically becomes this pedophile. And then even whenever you talk to, I don't know if she was on if Angela was on the phone with DJ or whoever he was on the phone with. Basically he was saying stuff like, if Robert basically had made a song with her, he wouldn't even cared about the whole fact of her being. So even though we know that, that Robert wasn't messing with Azriel at 17, what type of father? You're sitting up here coming out here saying that Robert's a pedophile because he was messing with your daughter at 17, but then you go around in the same breath and say, well, I wouldn't have cared about her being 17 if he had made a song with her. So basically, all you wanted was to benefit out of the situation. You didn't care if your daughter was fucking a grown man or not. So what does that say about you as a parent?
Well, only thing I can say is, if my daughter want to go and do music and on tour, I can't speak for nobody else. But I'll quit my job and I'll be right there with my daughter.
I'm there, right there, and I'm going to be there every step of the way until she says, Daddy, I'm grown now. I don't need your help.
I don't give a fuck if she's...
Even
Excuse my French. I don't give a fuck if she tell me, Daddy, I'm grown now. I'm not going to release my daughter until I want to release it.
Because I don't want nobody screwing over my kid. At the end of the day, I don't want nobody screwing over her. So when she ain't got a lawyer, I'm going to be her lawyer. If I feel like this business plan doesn't work for my daughter, I'm going to be there to tell them, no, I don't think it should go that way because that's my kid. But I just feel like they're mad. They're mad about this 2008 trial, the prosecution. This is a big win. Let me get that. A big win.
Well,
I feel like they're going about it the wrong way.
Well, here's the thing. I hear people saying he ain't coming home and this and this. This is what I see. I see a big ass lawsuit coming.
Yep.
And I see Robert being the mogul of music. I seeing everybody not being able to make a move unless they go through Robert. And if
time alone is going to put him back where he should have been.
And if it's the Robert I know, it depends on whenever you catch him. Because he might not want to talk to you for like 6 or 7 months. It's crazy how they doing him, but they still wondering why he ain't breaking.
Because he's not guilty.
Right. Hey, Jess, I disagree with that. Jess said everybody has their truth, and that's what make you live in your truth. No, I say everybody has their version of the truth.
Yep.
That's what I say. Everybody have their version of the truth. However, I gotta take that back. I gotta disagree with that. Only select people have a version of the truth. Everybody else have a select version of an opinion.
Yep.
That's what I have to say.
I even had people that would literally sit up here and tell me, who cares if the system is fucking over him? He's been fucking over people for years. That's your opinion. Do you have proof? Do you have solid proof stating that R. Kelly fucked over anybody? Then the first thing they want to say is, oh, Aaliyah. the main thing that pisses me off is I have seen a few copies of that same marriage certificate.
Man.
So, and then one of them that I see was signed by a totally different person.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying that Demetrius Smith, when he first started telling his story, everybody was like, I knew it. But now that Demetrius is telling a whole different story, why nobody's referencing that?
Wow, I'm friends with Demetrius on Facebook, and Demetrius is basically, I saw him post something one day was saying stuff about him having due process and him being treated as a human being. I'm confused as to why you're trying to jump on the bandwagon of trying to get justice for R. Kelly now, whenever you're the one who started it.
It's either that.
You're the one who started with your lies.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you something to think about. Was he forced to do that? Or did he really want to do that? Was it a hidden agenda behind that? Or did he really mean what he said?
I think he wanted to do that because...
No. Listen what I'm saying. Uh-huh. These are all agendas that you have to think about. Because everybody have their own. Let me see what my boy Hawk say. Hawk say, when you beat a case, you should not repeat the same things that put you in that position. If you do, then you have to deal with the consequences. This is how the criminal justice system works.
How did he put himself?
Wait. Let me finish. They let you go and wait for you to come back, so they can. They let you go and they let you go and wait for you to come back so they can smash you. I totally agree with that. Only if Rob put himself back into that situation. Which he didn't. It was other people who put him in that situation.
Dana, people are steadily saying, like Azriel was saying that, Robert shouldn't have ever gave anybody the opportunity to put him and young girl in the same category. So you're basically going to persecute this man because he prefers a lifestyle of having two girlfriends. You're going to persecute this man for liking girls that are of age. You're going to persecute this man for having a thing for legal women. Why? That's his lifestyle. And Robert has been adamant since the beginning of all of this started. Robert has already made it clear that he's going to live his life whether you like him or not. Because there might be 1,000 motherfuckers hating him, and there's going to be 1 million other motherfuckers who love him because of who he is. Whenever I watch any any interview with Robert, I always see genuine. Like, I don't see anything fake or phony about him. Robert is not lifestyle to please anybody else but Robert. The only thing he's supposed to do is come out here and keep making hits. I don't feel like he should have to shape his lifestyle just to please anybody. If he wants to live his life and have two girlfriends, if he wants to live poly, let him have poly. If that's what he wants to do, let him do
that. Okay. People can't put you in a situation. Real world, I'm going to say this. People can put you in a situation. And you're old enough to know that people can put you in a situation just by allegations. Just like if I had enough people and I had enough media attention, I can put you in a situation.
Right.
But Precious said, they didn't do this to old boy with Playboy.
Thank you. And there was also allegations that
Oh no. It wasn't allegations at all. They were facts.
But they're not tarnishing his legacy.
No, Hugh Hefner is the god. He's the Don. He put Brooke Shields and another lady on Playboy magazine at 10 and 13 years old, exposing them naked. Ain't that pedophilia? Ain't that pedophilia?
Yeah. Okay. That is pedophilia.
I just talked about that not too long ago. how pedophilia is running rampant within the world now. And the one person, and I hate talking about this because people be like, oh, there go Dana. The one person that's fighting against pedophilia, everybody hate. I get it. He's an asshole. I get it. He says some things that a third grader wouldn't say. I get it. His toupee don't move the way the rest of his hair move. But let's keep it real. When it comes to fighting them cannibalism people, he's on it. He's on it.
Yeah, I don't like to get into the Trump situation.
Well, I mean, whoa, and Vanetta, what never happened? You said, Dana, that never happened. What never happened? R. Kelly suffers an illness. He was molested by his sister as a youth. That's true, Hop. That's true, Hop.
Because he was molested, he's going to go and molest someone else. Is that what y'all are saying? I've been raped. I'm not going to go rape anybody else.
See? That part right there. Not that probably some men wouldn't mind it, but I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. Some men probably wouldn't mind you raping them. But why would you go do it even if you know how that feels?
Thank you. And people just come up with anything nowadays.
10 years old? Now that's a child. Wait a minute. I got a question. Where's the 8-year-old child that Rob's would have touched that never surfaced? Where's the 14-year-old that never surfaced? Oh, I keep forgetting, but they're going to try to say that's Rashona, right?
You can't even put Rashona in this category when it comes to that, because Rashona, she may be testifying, but that does not mean that she's testifying against Rob, especially with her Rob. When her lawyer is still saying to this day,
man,
not her in the video. So why would her lawyer be going against something that she's not saying? Like, why would her lawyer go against anything that she's saying when it's obviously when he's obviously in the position to defend her, right?
Right. I mean, I just look at it like this. I think it's one big propaganda machine going on, honestly. And I said this to a couple people that I'm cool with and that I was cool with. If I ever get lied on like this and get caught in this situation, just act like you don't know me, man.
Honestly, this whole, like, Robert is truly the guinea pig of Me Too.
I agree.
We did this. This is the era of, oh, I was raped too, or I was raped too, or this celebrity did this to me. And I feel like Robert was the easiest person to basically pull up in this situation because of his past experiences.
I just said it. I said, you got to look at Barack Obama. What was the first thing that he started pushing? Believe women. Don't question them. Believe women. And now you went from that to the little LGBT thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that. I'm going to go on record and I'm going to say it. And because I have another account open at We Got Ups, so I really don't care if they shut this channel down on Facebook, I'm going to say this. I believe Barack was the first gay president that we ever had.
Yeah, I do too. I've heard about that situation, but at the end of the day, you got
that's none of my business.
Like, if we're going to be basically stating that R. Kelly should not be judged because of what people are saying, we have to, go by those same statutes for, Obama as well. We can't just say that Obama was gay and he was smoking crack with that man and all the type of stuff, because that's something that somebody said.
I don't know, but that man said it like, I mean, if you looked at that whole detail, he listed what that man looked like naked. That's some weird stuff. for somebody.
People can do the same for Rob, and we just can't do that.
But I'm gonna say this: it's one thing to say or to lie on somebody, right? But when you can detail what a naked body look like, that's some scary stuff right there. That's why I just keep my reserve, because I know a lot of people get mad about that. They be like, no, don't do this to him and this and this. But I'm sorry. Like, if you can lie on somebody, you can lie on somebody. But if you can detail exactly what they look like naked, how they, man, that's when it becomes too much.
Look at this, though. But do we have the proof to know that? Okay, just because he detailed what this man looked like naked, has Obama ever flashed his stuff to the world for us to see what he looks like? That man's story to what was told to us.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If he did, I wouldn't even look. I wouldn't be interested.
But that's an honest question, though. Like, we don't have anything to back up what that man said. Now, I'm not for or against Obama. I'm not for it or against it. But my thing is we don't have the proof to basically say what that man said is true. Now, I believe the pedophilia thing that is going on. I believe in that. I believe in the deep state. I believe in all that stuff that's going on. Pizzagate, I believe that stuff.
And the Pizzagate is real.
I know it's real. It's definitely real. But I just feel like that whole allegation with Obama being gay and stuff, like, we can't even take that with a grain of salt, because
that's like, all right, well, prime example. Well, if you're going to go that route, people shouldn't say that Trump a racist then, because there's no proof that he's a racist.
He may not have been racist towards us as, black people, and saying, anything like nigger or anything like that, but calling other countries shithole countries, that is racist, because you're basically giving a biased statement towards, basically saying, like, we're better than. That's still a form of prejudice.
All right.
Calling the coronavirus the Kung Flu.
The who?
That's what he said.
But look, you know what? But look, you know what? And you can't do nothing but laugh about that, though. Because, I mean, let's keep it real. What is it?
We cannot we cannot call it the Kung Flu. That's racist.
Why can't we call it the Kung Flu?
That's racist.
How? It came from them Chinese people, right?
But that's racist, though. Like,
No. Call it what it is. It's the, you know what? I'm gonna start calling it that now. What you got? The Kung Flu? I'm gonna start calling that now, and you should have never said it.
Oh God.
I promise you, I'm gonna start saying that now.
Here's my question, though. Well, before I make this a question, I'm gonna start out with a statement. I really feel like that was basically it was a tool against Trump that was made by Americans. That was made by America. That's what I really feel. But here's my question. How is it that I really don't understand why Trump wasn't honest in the beginning about this flu, about this virus? I don't understand why he wasn't honest.
Because he only gave you what he knew. But I'm gonna share something about my city, right? I can't speak for no other city. I can only share about my city. And my city is Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't vote, but I'm part of hashtag walk away, meaning walk away from the Democratic Party. Now, if you look on the screen, you'll see it didn't pop up yet. Hold on. If you look on the screen, you'll see this lady walking in high heels through my city. She was born and raised in our city. She was dating a politician from the Democratic Party who beat her, who raped her, and tried to kill her. And now she's a Republican. All right. A lot of people in my city got upset when Donald Trump said, a lot of people in my city got upset, and when Donald Trump said Baltimore has a lot of, rats and this and this and this. Well, a lot of people got mad at me because they was like, Dana, you ain't saying nothing. No, he's telling the truth. And it's the real part of it because people don't want to face the truth. And the truth is we have a fucked up city. And it's the politicians in our city that did it. So when we can start looking at that and we start facing the truth about that, then we can adjust to what's really going on.
Right.
But I'm trying to pull up this thing.
Just to let you know, I'm on a cell phone, so I can't see none of that shit.
Okay. All right, well, let me go ahead and play this real quick. Call back in if you want.
All right.
Hold on, let me pull this up because I don't want to know why it's not coming up. I don't know what's going on, why it's not coming up. But I want y'all to see this. Share this tab to restream. Like, what's going on? What's wrong? On air. Oh. Come on. Hold on. You're live with Dana J. How can I help you?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Dana J?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, nothing much, man. But I just wanted to say this. Based off of your previous caller, when the point that you were making, you know what? A lot of people talk about Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter or a Democrat, but none of the politicians care about us. And quiet as it is kept. I mean, they were talking about in terms of him lying about the virus. He tried to close down the borders.
Facts.
But people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he did everything or he didn't, but people are trying to say, well, he didn't do, he hasn't done everything. But what can he do? I mean, you saw how fast the stimulus check came, and don't get me wrong, we could benefit from having more.
But I'm going to say this, though. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this. How many other presidents have did that?
Basically, because like somebody said, no president is for us. If you ask me, for black people, I don't want to hear about foreigners and all that other stuff in terms of being racist and everything, because the reality of it is, I don't know how you believe, but black people can't be racist because we don't necessarily, at least in this country, we don't have a system that supports us. We don't have a system where they can reinforce our racism. That's what I want to say.
Facts.
So how can you be racist?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
We can be racist towards each other, which we are doing. But I don't even look at that as being racist. I just look at it as being stupid.
Stupid or calling the brothers. Because the reality of it is this. You still got coons, band witches, and mammies in our community. Like, even if you go back to 1804, the Haitian Revolution, which is the one revolution where the slaves uprooted the slave master. One of the first people they got rid of were the coons, band wenches, and the mammies. Because the coons were the ones who were the children of the slave masters and the slaves that they raped. But the reality of it is, the coons were trying to get in good with their white side, with their slaves.
Right.
So, and that's when you talk about our community, you have a lot of people who might see what's going on, but they choose to believe otherwise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this: unless you were truly for us, you suspect. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm not trying to get off topic when I say this, but I was listening to something. I'm not gonna say the name unless you want me to, but I was listening to something on. Did you hear about that situation with Votto? Not to get off topic, but I'm just gonna give you the example of what I'm talking about. Did you hear about that situation with Votto, where people were talking about him strangling Tahiri and all that other stuff?
No.
Well, it was on. I don't know if you watched Marriage Boot Camp.
I haven't watched it this season. I said I was gonna binge watch it though.
It's good. Now, I am not for anybody putting hands on anybody. That's just a form of violence. But it was on this other YouTube channel. It was a black woman. She claimed to be a black woman talking about when a black man. You heard about this narrative. When a black man going to stand up for black women? Well, guess what? Tahiri, if you're familiar with the internet and everything, Tahiri is Hispanic. She's not a black woman.
Right.
Votto's a black man. And then on top of that, they failed to acknowledge she threw apples at him prior to him strangling her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? And my thing is this: what? As a man, I'm not supposed to defend myself. Yeah, I can go based off of a woman is supposed to be stronger. And don't get me wrong, I love my sister. And it's going back to your point. I mean, she's not a sister; she's Hispanic. That's another thing. They were saying black men standing up for black women, but she ain't black. She is Hispanic. But this is a black woman saying, "When a black man going to stand up for black women?" My point in sharing that example is not to get off topic, but going back to your point in terms of how they say we down nose one another. But the reality of it is this: even in our community, you have bad wenches. You have people that are not necessarily for the community. That's like saying some people, not what you're saying, but people that say, well, we got a lot of violence that happens towards one another. Or when they say, well, what about black on black crime? You know, we got to get that taken care of before we hold somebody else accountable. But in any other demographic, they do not. They have an underclass, a murder class, right? But that class is not what defines that demographic.
Wow.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's a half-ass pay attention to. Like for instance, even with I don't know if you for who you for, but it's like I've heard somebody say, well, you know, Biden is not as bad as Trump. You know, he's less of an idiot.
He crazy as hell.
Exactly, because even after he said that dumb stuff on the Breakfast Club talking about you're not black unless you vote for him, guess what? The thing about it is he said that crazy shit not too long ago about Latino, you know, saying that black people need to be more like Latinos. Like, come on, now, you keep on saying dumb stuff and everything, but my point is nobody has our interest. That's why if you ask me, and I ain't trying to, well, shit, it is considered this, but a lot of this shit is white people shit. Because quiet as it's kept, black people, we've always, that's why I think it's not going to respect when you say in terms of voting and everything, when people say that they don't vote, because the reality of it is it almost seems like it doesn't matter. And that's not to disrespect, you know, the narrative that, our ancestors didn't march for us to vote. But the reality of it is nobody really cares about us. You know, and then it's like this is the George Floyd thing. A lot of people talk about the Breonna Taylor situation, right? And they talk about, well, you know, we need to come hard, like people have been coming hard for George Floyd. What's the difference between George Floyd and Breonna Taylor?
There is none. It's just one is a woman and one is a man.
The other difference is this: one was on camera and one was not on camera. This shit that's been happening to us black people has been happening.
Right.
The thing with the George Floyd, because you remember when it first happened, the police officers were trying to say that they were trying to sustain George Floyd. That's the reason why they had the knee on him. But they had all different angles. So that shit was quickly disputed. As opposed to the Breonna Taylor thing, people talk about, well, black men need to stand up. It was a black man that fired the warning shot. And also, the people that they were looking for, they had no-knock warrants. The people that they were looking for was already in custody. So, my point is this: a lot of times we get the short end of the stick. The only difference is you're able to hold motherfuckers accountable to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But then again, the justice that's happening to Breonna Taylor, as well as it continues to happen in our community against us, shows that nobody cares.
Right.
Because let that be a white person and everything. You know what I'm saying? They hold them accountable and all that other stuff. But when it comes to us, they're able to go with this negative narrative. I think one of the things that we can do is we can hold, you know, especially you Baltimore. You know, I'm D.C.
Okay.
And so I definitely, you know, I've grown up most of my life in D.C., so I definitely, you know, we got a lot of similarities. But my point is, you also know about pride, black pride, and the stuff that would, you know, that really goes on in the hood, things. So, and knowing that not, you know, when you reference the hood, not everything is it's a lot of beauty. It ain't even about negative. It's its own
Right.
own thing, its own form of politics.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And we have our own community, we have our own beauty and everything. But I think it's a matter of us knowing, not that we don't, but I'm saying us continue, not really caring and realizing and being awake in the fact that nobody really cares about us, if you ask me.
Right.
Not being fooled. I feel like part of a lot of stuff that goes on is like we are fooled, but we don't see we don't see the crazy stuff sometimes.
Right.
We want to give people that don't have our best interest the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask me, like for instance, where we need to pick the lesser of two evils. That's the reason why we pick. And even when you put Kamala Harris's record up, because she's never, especially when she was running for president, she never referred to herself as being a black woman.
And she hate men.
Exactly. A lot of these people that are not, a lot of people hate black men. If you ask me, and are not for family and things of that sort, but. All of a sudden, she's supposed to be for a black woman or a color. You know that word they be using a lot, color. Black. We black people, not colored.
No, I gotta disagree with that now, because the thing is that when you look at Black Law Dictionary, which is the dictionary that governs all the courts and that governs everybody else, black means death. I am not black. I am a person of color. And the reason why I say color, and the reason why everybody else that knows say color, or should they say, and the ones that's woke, is because ain't none of us the same color. We all different colors. We all different shades.
I know. I get you when you say that. Now, when I say black, in terms of, we're different shades and everything, but I'm just saying, like let me give you an example. Like for instance, with her mother, if I'm not mistaken, her mother on her birth certificate, she's Indian, but she identifies as a white person. I'm gonna give you another example. Do you agree the original person came from Africa?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It had to be.
No, okay, no, I agree. No, the reason I was asking that, but if that's the case, then guess what? Everybody over here is African American, right?
No.
What?
No.
No, when I say no. When I say no, but I'm saying I'm not gonna say that's the trick that they do. You know what I'm saying? If everybody is from Africa, you feel what I'm saying?
Then they try to make you African.
Exactly. So they say that everybody is considered African. I'm saying that's the way they look at it.
Right.
I know it's more to it. I know it's more details to it, but that's the way they look at it. And with a fair, the way they run this game, if you ain't white, you are colored or you're black. It's a lot of different code words. We can get real technical about it, and I get where you're coming from, but I'm talking about from the people that their nerve, when you talk about their narrative and undermining us.
Right. Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right, you're right.
Talking about. So, not, and my thing is this, because a lot of other, like when people try to compare, again, you in this area and things of that sort, and when people talk about Native Americans or people talk about other ethnicities, black people are the one ethnicity we've never enslaved anybody. We've never enslaved anybody. But all other demographics have enslaved us at one point.
Yep, at one point or another. But look, let me go ahead and play the most savage video that I've ever seen from a politician, because I'm about to get off here soon.
Oh, my bad. I'm keeping.
But you good, man. But I would love for you to call in more so that way we can chop it up more. I love this type of conversation.
Yeah, but when's the next time you having a live? Because when's the next time you having a live? But I'm glad I was able to call, and it's always a pleasure.
Right.
And I want to get some details also on what's going on with Robert and everything of that sort.
Okay.
I've really been following that, but I just find that's a shame. Like all Snitch 9, all these people are able to make defenses to get out based off of COVID, but they're trying to say, and especially if you don't have it, when he was trying to make his argument, he's a fight risk and all that other stuff, it's just crazy. And now that people are talking about with the Harvey Weinstein and the Epstein, just the fact that people are still referring to him as a pedophile and he has not been convicted. That's crazy to me.
Right.
Because if I'm not mistaken, to be labeled a pedophile, you actually have to...
You have to be convicted.
Convicted of it.
Yep. You have to be convicted in order to be a victim, and you have to be put on record that you've been victimized. And it have to be approved by a judge. That's why I don't agree with this victim talk.
How's things going with this case, though? From you close to it.
The case is at a standstill, pretty much. I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis because I gotta get back into what I was in.
Okay.
But the case is standstill. It's bullshit. And they don't have nothing.
They basically, they don't have nothing against him.
That's what I see.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cause okay, yeah. Even with all that, with the what's that girl that's from Florida? Even though she like his harm, people basically like she tried to turn against him and try to say that she lied. And Ariel, that's his name, Ariel, tried to say that he wanted her to lie on and all that other stuff and everything. Okay. All right. Well, no, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna club. I hope I catch you again. It's always a complete. It's a good pleasure to be able to speak to you because I feel like you are for black people. You know what I'm saying? You for us.
Right.
No disrespect to other things, but I'm saying you for us, and that's the key.
Okay.
And you're strong. You know what I'm saying? You will go based off of Dana J's narrative, nobody else's.
Right. You're right.
That's important, man. All right. God bless.
All right. Thank you, brother. Now, this is the most savage video that I've ever seen, and I ain't gonna lie to you, but this is about my city. It's about more. Like I said, she was dating a Democrat whose name I'm not going to put out there because she didn't put it out there. He beat her. He raped her. He left her on the side of the road for dead, pretty much. And he moved on. You know what? Let's look into it, man. And everybody's going to see exactly what we see, because this is actually my city. This is actually what it looks like now. The most beautiful one of the most beautiful cities in the world turns out to be like this. Let's go.
Do you care about Black lives? The people that run Baltimore don't. I can prove it. Walk with me. They don't want you to see this. I'm Kim Klasick. This is Baltimore, the real Baltimore. This is the reality for Black people every single day. Crumbling infrastructure, abandoned homes, poverty, and crime. Baltimore has been run by the Democrat Party for 53 years. What is the result of their decades of leadership? Baltimore is one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in America. The murder rate in Baltimore is 10 times the U.S. average. The Baltimore poverty rate is over 20%. Homicide, drug, and alcohol deaths are skyrocketing in our city. Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I do. The vast majority of crime in Baltimore is perpetrated against Black people, who make up 60% of the population. So why don't we care about our communities? The Democrat Party have betrayed the Black people of Baltimore. If the politicians walked the streets like I do, they would see exactly how their policies and corruption affects us. But they don't want to see it. They don't want you to see this. Go to any Baltimore neighborhood and ask this question. Do you want to defund the police?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I had 3 sons killed in Baltimore City. And I think if we defund the police officer, it's going to be worse than that. So, no, I'm opposed to that.
What are you going to defund the police for? Why? How do you defend your city, your community? Families are losing people.
It's not just Baltimore. The worst place for a Black person to live in America is a Democrat-controlled city. It's 2020. Name a blue city where Black people's lives have gotten better. Try. I'll wait. Look at this. How are children supposed to live here and play here? Democrats think Black people are stupid. They think they can control us forever. That we won't demand better and that we'll keep voting for them forever, despite what they've done to our families and our communities. Are they right? I'm Kim Klasick, and I'm running for Congress because I actually care about Black lives. All Black lives matter. Our communities matter. Baltimore matters. And Black people don't have to vote Democrat.
That's the most savage joint I've ever seen. And the sad part about it is she ain't lie about nothing. She ain't lie about nothing. What up, Egypt? She ain't lie about nothing. And the place that she walked at, that's where I grew up at. One of the places. She walked bent low and she walked bent low up Smallwood and came around. Man, I just don't understand, man. I just don't understand. Like, hey, Sean, and you saying go to Chicago, yo, but I think we worse than Chicago, bro. We smaller than Chicago. That's what make it worse for us. So I I see the ignorance, and when people be saying stuff like, "Oh, Trump this, Trump that," I don't really like Trump because I don't know him, but I support what he's trying to do. I don't like nothing about the Democratic Party, nothing. And I tell anybody, go to hashtag walk away. You'll see it all, man. You'll see it all. Jess, I agree. Baltimore, Chicago, and Philly are the same. The only difference is Baltimore's chicken boxes, Chicago, and Chicago specialize in, I think it's the hot dogs and the popcorn, and Philly specialize in cheesesteaks and a different dress code. But the hood still has the dilapidated buildings and abandoned homes. That's true. But it wasn't always like that, though. But it wasn't always like that. So Dana, why won't McConnell put proposals on the Senate floor for debate? The House has, I hate when it happens. The House has passed laws and the Senate refuses to address them. Make it make sense. Can't. I don't deal with either of these part. Hashtag walk away. That's right, EJ. Hashtag walk away. I'm gonna go here. Dana, your title's in the way. What? Dana, your title is in the way of the whole screen. I don't have no title on the screen. Can't see the whole screen. I don't have a screen. That's what it is right there, Hop. Trump can't be controlled. That's what it is. Trump can't be controlled. And the Rothschilds know he's going to be a problem. So we got to get him out of here. It's like that now, and I live in a Republican state. Oh, for real, Israel? Wow. I blocked her, so I do not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what y'all got going on in the chat. Okay, Dana, this is Auntie from Baltimore. This is not an accurate depiction of Baltimore. She picked an area, totally abandoned area, not by citizens, but by landlords out of state or landholders. That's the whole point, Phoenix Rising. That's the whole point. Shouldn't no parts of the area in Baltimore be like that? But even when I was, hooping around Bentlow, it was like that. Over east, over on Collinton and Gay Street, it was like that. Look at Old Town Mall. Old Town Mall should have never left. They were forced out. So I totally agree, Phoenix, but I know what it's doing. Chicago right now, murder rate at 213. See, damn, y'all at 213, Jess? Woo-wee. So y'all gotta catch Baltimore then, because Baltimore right now, I believe, is at 336. 6 people got killed yesterday. Well, Jess, I'm gonna say this: a lot of people gonna die and behind Duck's murder. A lot of people's gonna die behind that. And what title is you talking about, Travel the World? What title is you talking about? I don't have a title up. But a lot of people in Chicago is going to die behind Duck's murder, and with people coming from L.A. and from Cali going to Chicago about that, it that's something that I don't even want to talk about. Hey, Lassie, but that's something I don't want to talk about. But that's something I don't want to talk about because that right there, had my mom been from Chicago, my father from Philly, I seen the worst of the word. To each his own. Exactly, MV. So why I take my comment personal? I don't know what y'all talking about. Every time in Chicago, you got to worry about the GD and the vice lord shaking my head and don't have the wrong color. Man, look, I don't know, Sean. I'm gonna say this. I don't know because what I see is something different, and shit is crazy out here in Louisiana. Is Louisiana a Republican state? The Democrats are highlighting police. The Democrats are highlighting police brutality and riots to make Trump look bad. Moreover, this whole COVID-19 thing is a ploy to make Trump look bad at how he's handling things. Well, you know what? Hot. We can say this. Hey, Mama Mary Dukes. We can say this. Hot. When Obama was in office, right? It was more people of color being killed under his watch than it was under any other president. So why nobody highlighted that? And how he drug his foot as far as the DOJ investigating. Louisiana have a Democratic governor. But that says it all right there. Thank you, J-Rock. This whole thing is just crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. This whole thing is just crazy. And I think the more we think we can control it on our own, this whole thing will disappear after the elections. What? I got to put my bros up. I totally agree. Oh, Vanetta, you asking Hawk? Hawk. Vanetta said, how in the hell is a global infection a ploy against Trump? Now y'all are putting me off. I'll let him answer that. But while you at it, y'all can go ahead and support R. Kelly Defense Fund. You know, y'all can go right and support R. Kelly Defense Fund, y'all. J-Rock, we have a Democratic governor, but our electoral college is Republican. The electoral college don't run nothing other than the elections. Your governor runs everything in between time. At EJ ran right, but a love of people out here love Duck, and their emotions are going crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Exactly, Dana. Everyone was like Obama this and that, and he was full of ish. I think everybody just cared because he was black. That part, you know. I'm not an Obama fan. Never was, never will be. And especially after he had no more Gaddafi killed. I just can't deal with that. I just can't. Mm-mm. And then I have another question for the people that talk about to take the COVID test and this and this. Here's my question: if your mouth is the most dirtiest part of your body, why do you got to stick a Q-tip up your nose? Have anybody other than me asked that question or wondered that question? If your mouth is the most dirtiest vessel on your body, why do you guys stick a Q-tip up your nose to find out if you're infected or not? Won't it come through your saliva? That's all I want to know. I mean, there's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of going on. There's a lot of Democrat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's how they put the microchip in. Oh, through your nose? Oh, they did. They did then, cause I ain't. And they fight him every day. The Secretary of State, the Attorney General, the Treasurer, and our senators that are in Congress who are wow. I'm just saying, but it don't make sense to me. Well, you know what? I'm gonna play something, which this might make me very unpopular today, but I'm gonna play something that really made sense to me. Now, people might say that I'm a conspiracy theorist and all this, but oh, damn, they made the video private. Sugar Honey Iced Tea. They made the video private, whoever put it up. But it says the first gay president and his husband. So whoever put it up made it private. Somebody just sent me something. But it's crazy. Seems like they coming after R. Kelly. Seems like they coming after Trey Songz like they doing R. Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. Next, Chris Brown. Watch. But look, I'm about to get up off here, y'all. Yeah, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Also, Obama broke up homes, women and men and children. Women on public assistance can't let the man live there, which puts the man in the street and breaks up the home. Kids fatherless. Golly B. She hit on the head. All right, look, I'm about to get up out of here. I see y'all later. I see y'all tonight at midnight. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about some things. Only thing I'm gonna leave y'all with is this right here. Remember, Simba, who you are. But nah, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. You might see a bunch of shenanigans on the internet today. Just sit and watch. Watch how it all play out. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be blessed, and we're gonna have some fun. All right. Cynthia Talley's. What's going on? What's going on? I thank y'all for coming over here. I'll see y'all later tonight. I gotta go get some intel about some things. Trust me, when I get it and I put it all together, we will all know it together. We will all know it together. All right, Jess. All right. Peace. Y'all be blessed. One. Thank y'all for joining.